Okay guys, how we doing? So we've got a Battlefield 4 gameplay, obviously. It's been requested quite a bit, people want me to post more Battlefield. Obviously not everybody, because it's not everyone's cup of tea. But I have to cater to everybody's needs, because some people want to see Call of Duty Black Ops 1, some people want to see Modern Warfare 3, and then some people just want a total break and want to see some Battlefield 4. So that's what I'm bringing you. Now, this gameplay in the background, I'm using the Ace 52. I don't know if it's Ace 52 or Ace 52 or whatever, but all I know is that this gameplay was entitled Ace 52 CQB. Crazy gameplay with lots of multis and fun. So I'm assuming it must be good, because I only get like a couple of minutes to sort of name the videos when I decide to keep them, because it goes on to the next game and you want to hurry up. And sometimes I put things down, I've typed things wrong and I think, oh, where's that fucking gameplay gone? So this one wasn't too bad, I'm assuming, so hopefully you'll enjoy it and all those Battlefield fans will get what they need from this. If you're not a Battlefield 4 fan and you were looking for some COD, apologies, you know, one will come up soon, because I know this game isn't for everybody, but hey. So I really just wanted to talk about Battlefield 4 while I'm here, because this is on the Xbox One. The X-Bone, as some people call it. Now, I've had Battlefield 4 on the PS3, the PS4, the 360 and the Xbox One, and I can quite frankly say that the playability, I suppose, on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 was how you would expect it. It's a next-gen game and it was kind of current-gen feel, you know, it was quite clunky, quite frame rate droppy and things like that. So, you know, it was still playable, still fun, but it just never quite had that good feel to it. When I switched over to PS4, it felt brilliant. You know, I don't know if you remember the video I talked about it, it just felt so different and fresh. And it felt like how it should be. That was my first introduction to next gen and it was a real good one. The graphics felt so much crisper, the playability felt so much smoother. So, obviously when I invested in an Xbox One, I assumed it would be exactly the same. However, it's not the case, and I'm confused. I'm very, very confused about this, because to me, it almost feels as clunky and as awkward as it did on the on current gen. Now, before we get into the whole console war that I always see whenever I talk about consoles, it's like, oh, you should have got it on a PS4, why are you getting an Xbox One? No, Xbox One is better, no, PS4 is better, fuck all of you, PC for the win. Forget that, I don't want any of that, I'm not interested, you know, each to their own. I've played on all the consoles, I don't care about console wars, I don't care about PC wars, I just want some information, because it's just not as smooth. It feels like frames are dropping out and it almost feels a little bit laggy in places. In particular, the lag always seems to kick in, not on every kill, but sometimes when I kill a guy and just before he drops to his death, it almost stops for a split second and then starts again. That's quite annoying. And also when there's a hell of a lot of things going on, a lot of bombs going off and a lot of gunfire and smoke and explosions, and you know, you see some building collapse into the ground, it just starts jittering as if it's trying to catch up with the frames. Or I don't know whether it's something I need to do in my settings, maybe with the Xbox One or maybe with Battlefield 4. Obviously, you know, I've said before, my internet connection's absolutely fine. Also as well, I've, you know, cut down the network smoothing factor or whatever it is, whatever that thing does. People always say, oh, it starts off about 50 or 100. Get it down to 0 because it will give you a much smoother experience. I've done all that, but I don't know if it's something I need to do in the Xbox. You know, somebody even suggested to me that I should just do a complete hard reset of the console and sort of start again. I just thought, man, I don't want to go down that road, because it took me so long to get off the ground and get set up and get playing. I think it took me about 3 hours with getting my gamer tags and my Yahoo and all that garbage and finding passwords. No, I just don't want to go through that again. It's too much headache. So yeah, it's unfortunate. It just doesn't feel as sort of smooth as it did on PS4. Now, there is another theory behind this, and I don't know how true this could be, but I'll say one thing. The advantage with having the NetDuma is that obviously you can see the hosts in the geo filter. That's a great thing. Now, when I first got it, you couldn't see that with Battlefield 4, but that was something they incorporated in one of the patches to the, you know, to the router. Now, I do notice, and this is quite annoying, and I don't know how many people know about this, but I only play on European servers only, and I've noticed that every single game on the Xbox 360 and on the Xbox One, whenever I filter myself into the European servers, and they are all European, you know, these guys who've got these servers, they're like German and French and Swedish and English and things like that. On the geo filter, the you know, the dedicated server, it shows up in the same place in America all the time, and I know for a fact that when I was on the PlayStation 4 it would show the European server as being in Europe. You know, it's somewhere over in France, I believe, maybe, I don't know, it's in the France region. Now, maybe that's a problem, because when I go into my Xbox and I do the sort of, you know, you can check how your connection is and things like that, sometimes mine goes up to 148, 149 milliseconds, the ping value, sometimes it's gone up to 152, so I don't know whether it's the dedicated server from the Xbox that's the problem, or whether it's the dedicated server on the, you know, Battlefield 4 that's causing the problem, because it only seems to give you this American one. And if that's the case, it's bad, because there are other dedicated servers out there. I think in total what I've seen sometimes is I've seen it pop up, there's about 7 or 8 dedicated servers, but most of them are scattered in America. There's one way over in, I don't know, Nicaragua or fucking Kathmandu or something. I don't know, it's way the other side of the country. But the two particular ones that I'm really interested in, obviously one that I'm actually interested in is that European one, but I've never connected to it on Xbox. It only seems to be over in Manhattan or wherever it is. I know the I think I phoned up Xbox Live, you know, Xbox support, and I mentioned to them about the problems I was having, and you know, I said about my millisecond ping, how high it is, and they said, oh yeah, as long as you got about 150, you know, you should be okay. And it's like, yeah, I have 150, that's the maximum. Surely I've seen people have like 40, 50. I have 150 and I'm not happy about that. And he turned around and he says, yes, that's because our dedicated server for you is in Manhattan. And it's like, okay, thank you, well that's great. So I don't know, like I said, I don't want to get into the whole console war thing. I just hope somebody could shed some light on it, and you know, just want to understand why the PS4 actually played better. However, that said and done, you know, it's still an amazing game. I still absolutely love Battlefield 4 so much. I'm so glad I got myself into this game. I gave Battlefield such a wide berth for so many years, and I was one of the few, you know, one of the many people who was involved in the Battlefield versus Call of Duty arguments. You know, what, you're a Battlefield player, get good and play some COD. And then somebody says, no, you should play Battlefield. And it's like, yeah, cheers, I'm glad I did. I'm a convert, I love it so much. It just, you know, there's moments. I have moments where I rage, I've said before. And it's not so much with the game, it's more the players, which is a big difference for me. Because normally Call of Duty, it's got something to do with the game or something that's in the game. Whereas this, it's always involved with the players, mainly down to people's selfishness. Still happens, it's still across all platforms I've played. I've never seen any better players on the Xbox One, Xbox 360, PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 3. Everybody is just so selfish, and I wish to God that people would drop their ammo boxes. Leave an ammo box on the floor or a medical pack there. Mind you, there's plenty of medical packs. It's more ammo boxes. Nobody drops them. The amount of times I'm running around with the fucking terrible pistols and I'm going, please, somebody, I'm calling out for ammunition. And, you know, you see these guys and they just look at you with the ammo above their head as if to say, yes, I can supply you, and they just piss off and do their own thing. I don't know. It's like I said before, I think there's a lot of Call of Duty players that have gone over to Battlefield 4, and in my own experience, myself being a Call of Duty player myself, I just find that Call of Duty players are quite selfish. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay, guys, and like I say, if anybody could shed some light on it, maybe it's in my settings, Xbox settings, Battlefield settings, I don't know. Or maybe I do need to just delete the game and try it again. Or maybe I need to just, I don't know, maybe it's an Xbox thing, I'll need to get another Xbox. Who knows? Please somebody shed some light. I would be indebted to you. Thanks for watching, guys. Apocalypse done.